What's up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. So if you haven't heard already, there is another, amongst all the ones we've already received, another public domain film coming out called The Ugly Stepsister. And here there's an exclusive clip that says it's not for the squeamish, about eye trauma. Now I do know a few people that definitely have issues when it comes to anything to do with eyes, whether it's someone, mimicking like they're going to touch their eye, they have something in their eye, whatever it has to do with it, they get very squeamish. So we have here an exclusive clip. I'll be interested to see how far they go in this clip as far as what we're going to get to preview ahead of the film's release. Now, I have not seen this film. This is probably one of the two that I am most excited to see, this one, and I'm still hoping to see at some point whether it gets a physical release or ends up somewhere on streaming, which we have no word about since it had its very, very limited release, which was the Peter Pan's Neverland Nightmare. I think that one was only in theaters it was only going to be in theaters for one weekend for like 2 or 3 days, and then they decided to extend it for one more weekend after that, but it wasn't playing anywhere in my area for me to see. So, and then there was no word on when it would ever be coming to streaming platforms or even a digital like VOD release. So between that one and this one, but this one more so because and there's also another one coming out. I think it's called The Death of Snow White. I definitely want to see that one. We did do a trailer review reaction on that film. That one, in my opinion, looks really good, and it's that particular film or that story they're telling in that is much closer to the original story of that fairy tale than what we've seen, whether it's the cartoons or even some of the more recent live actions we've gotten over the years, specifically one that even came out this year, right? So looking forward to seeing that one out as well. But The Ugly Stepsister dabbles more into the horror slash body horror, my understanding. So again, every trailer, every clip we've seen thus far, this has looked really good. Can't wait to see this one. So we're going to, obviously, like we normally do, we're going to take a look at the article details, jump into the clip, and again, see how much they're going to show us. So let's scroll down here. The pursuit of happily ever after in writer-director Emily Blichfeld's feature debut, The Ugly Stepsister, comes with pain, bloodshed, and body horror. Our exclusive clip from the horror satire teases barbaric beauty procedures that the title character undergoes in the name of love. Be aware, the clip may induce omniptophobia, hopefully I pronounced that correctly, over the ocular trauma it sets up. So I imagine that must be the phobia that people have when it comes to eye trauma. The darkly entertaining and stomach-churning horror fairy tale releases in theaters on April 18th. So that is today. Again, I checked my local theaters before starting this video, not playing anywhere near me, so not sure if this is just a limited release, but there are no showings for me, so I won't be seeing this one in theaters. We'll have to wait for probably, I'm guessing we'll get a VOD or digital release in 3 to 4 weeks from today. Would be my guess for something like this. Hopefully we do, because if we do, I will absolutely be purchasing this one. This will not be a rental. I have high hopes for this film. I've even heard of some people who have seen the film already, and again, have nothing but praises for it. So The Ugly Stepsister follows Elvira as she prepares to earn the prince's affection at any cost. In a kingdom where beauty is a brutal business, Elvira will compete with the beautiful and enchanting Agnes to become the belle of the ball. Watch the clip below. Sees Elvira in the chair for a downright medieval lash extension procedure, one without much in the way of anesthesia. It's a great showcase for the film's body horror and darkly twisted sense of humor, yet it's not even the worst of what Elvira will endure as she competes with her stepsister Cinderella to gain the prince's attention. The film made headlines for making one person in the audience get sick at Sundance premiere, and we've talked about that before. So the next part is a written review, which we're not going to read. I'm passing over that now. I don't want to read. I'm not reading any reviews. I've only heard people say it's good. Outside of that, I either switch the channel or I move on. I don't want to read any reviews personally, because I don't want to be spoiled outside of just the brief synopsis. So I will put the link for this article in the description of the video. So if you want to read the author's review, by all means, you'll be able to do so. Now, as far as what they're indicating what happened at Sundance, I remember when that happened and I questioned it then. And the reason why I questioned it was because we heard the same things about Terrifier 3, and I don't think that ever happened at Terrifier 3. When I went and saw it, the theater was packed, and more people were laughing with the film than anyone being squeamish or turning away. Now, with this one, though, I understand that I think it's actually the author of this article, Megan Navarro, was actually there and witnessed it. That's my understanding. I don't know if that's 100% true, but if I remember correctly, that's how it turned out. And we've even seen some of the trailers as far as how far the body horror goes. We see a scene where like a slipper or a shoe is not fitting properly, and she goes to grab a cleaver and remove her toes. That's one thing that happens. We've even seen where not an ice pick, but like something you would use like for like woodworking. Like they had it up against her nose, and they just used a hammer and smashed it right in, which is why you've seen in many of the first like images where she's wearing like this metal guard around her nose, which is obviously the result of that scene. So let's jump into this exclusive clip and see how much they're going to show us. I'm imagining they're not going to show us too much, just for I'm sure for the sakes of being too graphic, but also probably in anticipation of people wanting to go see the film. So let's pull the clip up and see what they're going to give us.
Ett mästerverk. Och nästa gång vi kan göra ett par så fina bröst till dig som på syster Anna här. Jag ska prata med din mamma. Syster Rosa, är du redo? Spänn fast patienten. Oui. Här är den modernaste formen av smärtlindring. Den är gjord på kokablad. Så. Och så. Ja. Oui. D'accord. Un peu pour moi. Nu, vi ska göra det magnifik. Noll.
So obviously we didn't see the needle get inserted into her lower eye. Obviously I didn't think they were actually going to show us all that kind of detail, but I imagine in the film we do see that needle get inserted and those lashes get sewn onto her. It looked like the nurse that was there had the procedure. She had very long eyelashes, but it also looked like this doctor might have had a little too much nose candy and jabbed her eye, because seeing how would have been her left eye was completely white, so he may have just jabbed her in the eye with that needle. And we can tell from here, as the scene started, when he went up and was touching her nose and moving it around and said a masterpiece, this looks to be a scene after she had this nose job. And the word I was looking for was like a chisel. In that scene, there's that clip that's out there where he does have like this chisel and takes this hammer, and we hear the clanking and everything that goes on with that scene. We don't see too much of it, but again, I imagine in the final film, some of these scenes are extended a little bit further and probably get a little bit bloodier and a little bit more gore added to them. So I'm excited to see this one. Again, this film comes out in theaters today. If it's playing in your area, get out there, support this film. I think films like this need to get supported, especially since they're not big budget Hollywood films. The more we get behind these ones and support them, I think the more we get more of these independent, mid-level funded films, horror films that I think turn out to be much better than they get credit for. So if it's playing in your area, get out there and check it out. Might not be the best weekend considering for many it's a holiday weekend, but if it's not and you still, or if it is and you still want to go see a horror film, if it's playing in your area, go check it out. So drop a comment in the comment section. Let us know what you think about the latest clip from The Ugly Stepsister. As I mentioned, comes out today. And if you haven't done so already, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Otherwise, we'll see you at the next one. Later.